Okay, so Diploma of Musical Theatre, singing, dancing and acting, we kind of like to think that we do a third, if not every day, certainly within the span of the week. But as much as possible, we try and actually challenge the students with acting classes, with dance classes and choreography or movement of some kind. And with a variety of singing classes. So it's pretty much, those of you who are wondering what's the workload like, a third. We run the course Monday to Thursday for the better part of a year. So that means for this course, if you need Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do all those other important things in your life, like do stuff with family and friends or hold down a part-time job or some casual work, you do have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do that. But what we do require of students in this course is that you come to the scheduled classes for the 4 days, 9 to 5. I might just start with Irel. Irel. Tell us about that balance for you, singing, dancing and acting. I know you came to the course with considerable experience in dance, if I can say that. Everybody, by the way, folks, brings different skill sets into the training program. But I'm just curious to hear from the students what your experience is like with the balance of singing, dancing and acting.
Yeah, so as Mark said, predominantly I've been dancing. I've been a hip-hop dancer and I've been dancing for like 10 years. And I did acting and drama in high school and singing as well. I was in a choir. So that was it for me. After high school, I was just kind of like, okay, cool, I like that, but then nothing else. But then when I auditioned last year, I kind of just sent through my submission, wasn't really sure of what was going to happen. They probably weren't going to get me anyway or accept me, and I was like, that's fine. But coming in, I was so scared of the singing aspect of it, because that's, I think, for me, the one that I needed help the most. But then coming in and, being with these guys who are so talented, it makes me want to cry. It just kind of pushes you, and there's no kind of animosity, there's no fighting. It's just such a good group of people to be with because you help each other reach where you want to be, and everyone's just so supportive, and the classes are, again, split evenly into, I guess, 3. So we have 4 days off, and then on Monday we have a whole 8 hours of dance. So that's going to be fun, but also tiring. But then another day we have, 3 classes with just acting, or another day of just singing. So really you get to enhance and grow as an artist with everyone, but also individually as well. You have the help that you get and the support that you need for everything here. It's wonderful, really.
Thank you, Irel. B, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
You have come to this course from Perth, from Western Australia.
Freo, yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Tell us what it was like relocating. What were the challenges for you coming from the other side of the continent to Sydney? How's that working for you?
I kind of screwed myself over. I came here 5 days before the course started and had to find myself a job. I don't have like a guarantor, so it was the 3 days off I really found beneficial for myself, being able to work. But the adjustment, it was really quick. I think the way that we were all selected as well, like orientation, it was an immediately like clicking with everybody. There's been no issues or anything. There was a comfortability with everything.
It's amazing to hear you say that, because folks, one of what's really important to us is obviously that we take talented people with genuine talents and skills, and then we make sure that over the course of the year we've challenged everybody individually to leave NIDA, far more skilled and far more capable. Our thinking here is that we learn all our lives. You don't undertake a training program and that's it, I can do everything, I'm ready, world, here I come. That might be the case up to a certain point, But what we want to do is make sure that the training that we give you really significantly advances you in the 3 areas of singing, dancing and acting, and that also we give you an orientation for understanding how to keep on learning once you are out there, getting work and looking for work. Toby, can you tell us a bit about, this year we've layered in some screen acting. Can you tell us what that component of the course is like, or has been, even though we're going to do some more in the next half of the course, but what's that been like for you?
It's been fantastic. Screen is, for me, far more what I have been used to and comfortable with. Just in terms of experience. And so as of this term, we've really started kind of diving now into just getting people comfortable in front of the camera and really starting to explore how different and how stage acting differs from screen acting, which has been like a lovely little kind of bit of information that otherwise you kind of don't really think about maybe as much. And having some of the detail work there in terms of the specifics of the kind of industry and the work that you can do, I think has been a really great benefit, because a lot of the time, anytime you train something, it feels very broad in terms of what you're learning, and it's really nice to get some this is good for this situation, this is what you do for this, and it kind of just really helps kind of lock into furthering your own study outside of it as well. You know where to aim and where to work, even when you're not at NIDA.
Thank you. And some of you may be surprised that we have screen acting classes in the Diploma of Musical Theatre, but since the COVID years, so many auditions are done nationally and internationally via, online means, and we want our students to actually get comfortable performing to camera, and something maybe you're not even aware of yet because we're still grappling with the best way to put it into term 3, but we're actually going to do some performances to camera so that when you end the course, you actually have some material that you feel really good about of you on camera. Something we haven't done before. So we like to think that we're also growing the course, as industry changes and as the needs shift as to how we might best arm and prepare our students. I wanted to say to everyone that obviously you as individuals, if you want to undertake a course of study, you want your individual needs to be addressed. You want to become a better singer, dancer and an actor. That's definitely a big part of the course, but I would have thought maybe one of the surprising elements of the course once you get here is how do you actually become genuinely a good team player? How do you collaborate with others? How do you create with others? Because in the profession, it's not just about you. It is, because what you do is crucial to anything that you're a part of. But one of the big lessons here, and we try and find different ways to practice that, is how do we work with each other respectfully, carefully, in a supporting way so that the collective performance is strong. And I think you'll agree, those of you that saw the cabaret performance just then, that was a fantastic group, a presentation, as much as being about individuals at certain times in the performance. Okay, Paris, how are you? Good. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about some of the other subjects. We've spoken broadly that there's singing, dancing and acting. Are there any other classes that have, maybe specific focus that are not, that we haven't yet told people about in the course? What kind of other classes do you have in a week?
Well, we have acro with Troy, and he's incredible, and it kind of, obviously it's very physical, and I've already seen an improvement when, with all of us, we're doing, somersaults and, wait, are we? No. We're doing things. But Troy really connects it to more of a spiritual level, not to sound a bit like that, but it really is. It's very authentic, and in order to kind of be in this sort of industry, you've got to be grounded and be connected within yourself and with others. And if you're not, it's really hard to, kind of be in it, I guess. So that's a really fantastic class. It's one of my personal favourites, and it really pushes you, but it's amazing on every level. So I wasn't expecting that before going into the course, but yeah, it's
amazing. We've also got Laura, who's a presence for voice, text and language. Would someone like to say what kind of things are covered there? Yeah.
I love Laura. Laura helped me with the French for the final verse as well. But we've slowly started learning accents. Right now we're on Southern, and it's a real breakdown of how all the phonetics are used and even how to protect your voice. Because typically it is, 8 shows a week for musical theatre? And being able to continually do that and look after yourself and not hurt yourself, it's been incredibly beneficial for all of us, especially with bouts of sickness that come through here sometimes. COVID.
Thank you. The other thing I wanted to point out, folks, is that the course is very industry-facing. We get a lot of advice and input from people who are currently practicing in the profession. And I'm thrilled that we're also able to have as our tutors people who are actually, when they're not in working with the students, they're out there practicing their craft. I think most of the tutors that we've got this year, are doing, like performing at the Sydney Theatre Company tonight, I believe, for the last time. Philip, before he comes back to us. We have Holly, who's filming in Perth, is coming back to us to do improv classes. Our tutors are actually out there connected to industry, doing stuff. That is so important for us, because it's not just about learning a skill or the lesson, it's about gleaning what it is that's happening at industry at the moment, because it changes all the time. So it's really important for us to have that currency of practitioner working with the students. We could talk about this course for hours. We're only given a limited time. We could focus on other aspects of the course, but I'm wondering if there's something you need to know or you would like to know that you would like to ask us a question about. The other thing I'll say quickly is the diploma table in the foyer will be active for the rest of the afternoon if you have questions about this course. Oh yes, there's the course price. I know, that's probably a big question for everyone. Folks, NIDA is a vet student loans provider. I think it's fair enough to say that probably most of the students take out a student loan in order to do the training. So come and talk to us if you need information on that. But training and learning at an institution like NIDA is very expensive. We understand that, which is why we really feel a responsibility to make sure that we give you, everything we can to develop your skills individually. Who's got a question for us? Who'd like to know something? Or maybe just ask one of the students something. Oh, that's you leaving. I thought you were going to ask a question.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Yes?
We've just got the microphone over here, just so everyone can hear.
How many students do we take into the course? I would say between 20 and no more than 24. I think this year we've ended up with 22. Why we do that is that the challenge of being part of a community and collaborating with a range of others, and a range of personalities and people of a range of skills levels is a big part of the learning, because we learn so much from each other, And I did want to say to some of you who go, because sometimes we get asked this question, we get asked, look, I'm a good dancer, but my singing is still to be developed. Or I'm a good singer, but my dancing is still to be developed. We wouldn't discourage you from applying, because we take people who are at different stages of their skills development. We make sure we challenge you individually to grow it. We're not looking for an even, shall we call it an even standard of skill, We understand that students come to us at different ages, at different stages in their life. Our job really is to make sure, as I say, to select people who are genuinely talented, and then to make sure they leave us having advanced their skills considerably. That's our challenge.
Yeah, I couldn't dance at all before this. Now I can almost kind of dance, so that's good.
That's good. Now, oh yes, jump in. So the question is, how does a student balance work life and study?
I mean, honestly, I had to I had to move back home. I was doing 3 kind of nights a week of part-time work. It just was getting to the point where I wasn't able to commit myself to NIDA quite as much as I'd like to, so I just dropped one of those nights. So I've actually got a bit of spending money while I'm not paying quite as much rent. But yeah, it is a matter of just finding that balance, really. I think for initially those first kind of couple of weeks or months, some people really did need some time to specify, but yeah, just 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week was enough to pay my rent and still study for a while. I felt like I wasn't able to work on NIDA enough, so dropping one of those and moving back home was the best bet for me. But I know a lot of people have made it work.
Hello, my question is, after doing this course, do you feel equipped to go into the industry after? Because I know it's only 1 year long.
We are 2 out of 3 terms through right now, but I can confidently say that I feel so much more prepared. I was a nervous wreck when I first came here. I hated singing in front of an audience. It was such a big fear for me. But yeah, I think for all of us now, we all feel comfortable just being able to get up and do something, even if it's not super rehearsed or prepared. And that is such a testament to the training.
If you have a question, you might want to please come down to the... Oh, you do have a question at the microphone. Thank you.
This isn't really specific just to this course, but if you're interested in applying for multiple courses, or there's a few different ones that interest you, do you have to audition or apply for each one individually, or...?
The short answer is yes, because one of the strengths here at NIDA is there's different teams of people looking out for students for different courses. I think that's a good thing because it means we are really diversifying not only the opportunities by having a range of courses, but also, different people looking for different kinds of students means there will end up being more opportunities. So the short answer is you're going to have to do, if you want to do BFA singing actor, and you're thinking maybe Diploma of Musical Theatre, you'll have to apply for each one separately, absolutely.
I was just wondering, what's the process of employment after the course? How does NIDA help you apply for jobs or things like that?
Yeah, one of the subjects, it didn't come up in our conversation, one of the subjects that we look at is a kind of industry, information about how the industry works a little bit. And we definitely invite, and we'll be doing this in Term 3, agents to come and talk to the students about how, where the industry is at and where work opportunities are. And I'm happy to say that we're always being contacted by graduates from this course doing such a range of work out there. Some people are performing. This was a learning exercise, but some people are performing in cabaret regularly. Some are in the big musicals around the country. Some are creating their own work. Some people are actually not in musical theatre, but in theatre per se. So there's a range of pathways, I think, available to students once they graduate. I am mindful that our time is up. Yeah, and I also want to let you know that in what we call Rehearsal Room 4, if you don't know what that means, we can show you. It's on the other side of the foyer. Someone will show you. Anne-Marie McDonald, who is one of the tutors on the Diploma of Musical Theatre, is now going to do a bit of a singing class with some of the other performers that you saw in the cabaret. So those of you who are interested in the Diploma of Musical Theatre, you might want to go to Rehearsal Room 4, see Anne-Marie and the students at work, and if you've got questions, and I'm so sorry we didn't get to them all, come and find us in the foyer and we will answer your questions there. But thank you so much for coming today. Thank you.
It's
Rehearsal
room 7.
Is it 7?
Yes.
4?
No, 4.
They change it?
Rehearsal Room 4.
4.
4. 4.
Never mind, I lied.
Thank you.
It's 4.
Oh, that